Hi, I'm the Fab Attorney. In today's video, I'm going to tell you 3 things you can do to improve your chances of obtaining custody now. This is geared towards men. Just 3 practical tips. Now, there's a book that I enjoy called The Art of War. And when you're in a custody battle, you're in a war. And one of the principles in the art of war is know how to fight. So in today's video, I'm going to be dissecting 3 tips, 3 things that you can do. These are practical things. These are things that will help you, and you need to be doing them immediately. That means if you're about to go through a breakup, if you are separated, if papers have been filed, and if you have a concern with respect to custody of your child, these are the 3 things you need to do. Number 1, I want you to ask yourself, who was the primary caretaker in the marriage or relationship? If that was your spouse, if that was the wife, if that was the mother, okay, you need to now analyze, what are you willing to change? Okay, for you to now be able to accommodate lifestyle-wise, being someone who can care for your children without the wife. So when we say primary caretaker, who did the day-to-day, who did the homework, who picked up, who dressed for school, who went on school trips, who went to the doctor, who was going to parent-teacher nights. Now, if you were always involved, keep that same level of involvement. Consistently ask for more time. It's number 1. Ask for more time. Document this in text messages and email. Say you want to have a particular schedule, you want to have time. I would suggest that you ask for the time that you want. So if you want 50-50, request that. If mom is not willing to do that and mom is only willing to do every other weekend, request every other weekend. Settle for every other weekend and note it in writing that, hey, I am requesting 50-50. You are only allowing me to have every other weekend. So because I so badly want to see my child or children, I am willing to go along with every other weekend. Okay. But make sure you are requesting time, spending time, documenting the time. Let's say that you work night shift, you work a lot of hours. What are you willing to change? This is thing number 2. You have to change your life. What are you willing to change about your work schedule? What are you willing to change about where you live? If you live too far, if you live 50 miles away, I think it's better for you to live closer to where mom lives, closer to where the child is, so that you have more access and it's more practical for the child and for you to spend as much time as possible. It makes it easier for the court to grant you more time sharing. And if you also can, do parenting class if you're a brand new dad, parenting classes, father rights workshops, read books, things like that you're going to be able to articulate and testify to the court that you have prepared yourself to take care of a brand new baby and for fatherhood as much as the mom. Okay, so make those changes. You can even make your home environment conducive for a child. You can change your work schedule. You can move closer. Make those changes. It's worth it. It shows the court that you're very serious in putting the child first. And that is what the court wants to know. Tip number 3. Might not be a very popular tip, but tip number 3 is if mom is the primary parent because she's not allowing you to have time sharing, make sure you are prioritizing some kind of child support. Cash App, Zelle, send what you think is reasonable. If you have a lawyer, have him or her calculate what they believe child support would be if you got the time sharing schedule that you're requesting. And pay that amount and make sure that you identify it as child support. So here are the 3 things you can do. Ask often in writing for the time sharing schedule that you want. This shows that perhaps mom is engaging in parental alienation. It shows that you want to be involved. And it shows that it's something that's consistent, right? Ask for it. Settle, here's a caveat, for whatever mom is allowing, whether that's daytime visits or whatever. I know this may feel like you are pandering to her. You're not. You are it's so in love with your child. You so want to be involved that you're willing to take what you can get, and you will testify and show the evidence, the text message evidence, the email evidence of you requesting time sharing in a respectful manner, and showing how unreasonable mom may be if she's rejecting that. 2, what changes are you willing to make? The court is going to look for what's in the best interest of the child. So if you move 50, 60 miles away from mom, you're making it harder, lots more travel for the child, right? And so that sometimes erodes at the time sharing the court is going to award you. Make sure you're living relatively close. Make sure that you are making adjustments to your work schedule. Make sure that you have an environment conducive for a child, a conducive environment, whatever that means. So 5 people in one room, that may not be conducive. Environment where there's no bed or running water, that may not be conducive. So you want to make sure that your life is conducive, your work schedule is conducive, and you're in proximity to the co-parent. 3, show the court that you are willing to stand up and be a man and provide for the child. Let's say you want primary custody or you want 50-50 and you think that the mom should be paying you child support. If you're not getting that and you're in litigation, and it can take, let's say, a year for the court to come down with a final order or decision on your matter, you want to be showing up for your children, despite that woman, despite that relationship, despite the manipulation that she may be engaging in. You want to make sure that you are showing up. Okay, so that could be $50 a month. It's whatever you can afford. Okay, those are the top 3 things you can do to position yourself to get more time sharing or to get more custody in a custody case. Now you know. Have a fabulous day.